It was on one such tranquil evening, amidst the preparations for Taylor Swift's forthcoming tour, that an unforeseen meeting sparked a narrative so heartfelt it would render everyone speechless. The arena was expansive and quiet, sharply differing from the vibrant energy it was set to embrace in a few days. Endless rows of vacant seats stretched out, and the stage was partially set, waiting for Taylor's team to work their magic. She had arrived earlier than usual, yearning for a moment of peace to contemplate and practice before the concert's frenzy. As she wandered through the resonant space, a gentle melodic tune caught her attention. It wasn't emanating from her crew or a sound check, as those hadn't commenced yet. The voice, untrained but genuine, drifted from the upper tiers of the stands. Intrigued, Taylor traced the sound upwards and, within the shadows of the higher seating, she spotted him, a janitor in his mid-40s, clad in a worn uniform. He was diligently cleaning the seats, his movements steady and concentrated, seemingly in harmony with the melody he hummed. Taylor remained still in the arena's silence, listening as the janitor's voice filled the air. It wasn't a polished performance. It was raw and unrefined, yet profoundly moving. The man appeared oblivious to his surroundings, wholly engrossed in the song as he moved down the rows, softly humming and singing. She observed the fatigue in his stance, the slight droop in his shoulders indicative of long hours and difficult days. His uniform was neat but frayed at the edges, and a small badge on his chest identified him as Mike. Taylor took a step nearer, her curiosity intensifying. Just as she was about to speak, the janitor halted mid-song. He glanced around, seemingly sensing someone nearby, and froze when his eyes met hers. For a brief moment, neither spoke. His expression shifted from confusion to wide-eyed disbelief. Are you really?" he stammered, his voice barely audible. Taylor greeted him with a warm smile. "Hi, I hope I'm not interrupting." The man fumbled for words, his hands gripping the mop handle tighter. "No, I didn't think anyone was here yet." Taylor sat on a nearby chair. "I couldn't help but hear you singing. That's one of my songs, isn't it?" Mike nodded, his face flushed. "Yeah, my daughter loves your music. I guess I hear it so much it's stuck in my head. Hope that's okay." "It means a lot that my songs mean something to you and your family," she responded. Mike hesitated before continuing. "My daughter's been asking to attend one of your concerts, but times are tough." Taylor listened attentively, feeling a pang of sadness at his words. She could sense his deep love for his family and the sacrifices he was making to keep things going, working long hours to maintain a venue for a concert he likely couldn't afford to attend. Leaning forward, Taylor's curiosity grew with every detail Mike shared. "What's your daughter's name?" she asked softly. "Ella," he replied. "She's 12, loves singing and dancing, and says she wants to be like you someday." A faint smile appeared on his lips, a blend of pride and sorrow in his eyes. Taylor's heart swelled. "She sounds incredible. You must be so proud of her." Mike nodded, but the burden of his struggles was clear. I wish I could give her more. I work as many shifts as I can, but some things are just out of reach." He gestured towards the stage, highlighting the vast divide between their lives. Taylor placed a reassuring hand on the chair beside her. "It's clear how much you care about her. That's what matters most." She paused before adding, "Would you mind singing that song again? You have a beautiful voice." Embarrassed, Mike blushed. "Oh, I don't know about that. Please," Taylor encouraged with a smile. "It would mean a lot to me." Reluctantly, Mike began to sing. His voice quivered initially, but as he closed his eyes and let the lyrics flow, a quiet confidence surfaced. The empty arena seemed to hold its breath as his unrefined melody echoed through the vast space. Taylor listened, her own lyrics gaining new depth as they were sung back to her with such honesty. When he finished, she applauded softly. "You've got a gift, Mike. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." He chuckled, shaking his head. "I'm just an old janitor trying to make ends meet." "You're so much more than that," Taylor replied firmly. "And I think Ella knows that too." Mike had no idea that his sincere honesty and natural talent had already inspired her to take extraordinary action. She stood, offering a warm smile. "Thank you for sharing your story and your song with me." Mike watched her walk away, a mix of awe and gratitude in his eyes. He had no clue that the simple moment he shared with Taylor would soon lead to changes that would impact both his and Ella's lives profoundly. Taylor returned to her team, unable to forget the image of Mike singing her song, his voice imbued with raw emotion that deeply resonated with her. His story, struggles, and love for his daughter touched her unexpectedly, compelling her to act. "Can we arrange something special for a janitor named Mike?" she asked her manager. Her team, familiar with her spontaneous acts of kindness, immediately sprang into action. Taylor aimed to offer more than just concert tickets. By day's end, she had secured VIP tickets for Mike and Ella, complete with backstage access. But she didn't stop there. Learning about Mike's efforts to support Ella's education, she reached out to a local scholarship foundation to assist with her schooling. Taylor ensured these gestures remained discreet, wanting them to feel like recognition of Mike's sacrifices rather than charity. On concert night, Mike and Ella were escorted to their seats near the stage. Ella's excitement was tangible, her eyes shining as she admired the arena's grandeur. For Mike, the moment was surreal. Watching his daughter's joy lifted a weight off his shoulders. After the show, Ella finally met her idol. The moment was filled with laughter and hugs. When Mike attempted to thank Taylor, she simply shook her head. "You've already done so much for Ella," she said with a smile. "This is just a little extra from me." As they left the venue that night, Mike held more than just the evening's memories. He had a folder with scholarship details for Ella's education and a handwritten note from Taylor. "Thank you for reminding me why I do what I do. You and Ella inspire me more than you'll ever know." For the first time in years, Mike felt a sense of hope and possibility, not just for himself but for his daughter's future. For Taylor, it was never about recognition or publicity. It was about staying true to the values that defined her as an artist. What would you have done in Taylor's place? Have you ever experienced or witnessed a moment of unexpected kindness that changed someone's life? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming tales of humanity and connection. Remember, sometimes the smallest acts of kindness can change someone's life forever.